I was sitting in my room staring at my phone, looking at the most amount of money I've ever seen in my bank account. $2,000. It ain't much, but coming from an immigrant whose family always seemed to be struggling financially, that was a lot of money, and that money would change my life. This money was the grant I got from my student loans, and even though I'd never been a big spender type because, well, I thought money was always scarce, that was the first time I thought, you know what, I should spend this. Why? The year is 2020, COVID happens, I graduate high school, had my first heartbreak, had a spiritual awakening, changed my ways and learned finance because I thought money would bring her back. Realized it didn't, but also realized I wasn't a complete idiot, and actually I could improve on something if I tried. Moved away for college, and that brings us to me sitting in my room, looking at my phone at the most amount of money I've ever seen. While in my financial bro phase, I kept hearing the phrase, invest in yourself. And I thought maybe with this $2,000, I should do that. I was thinking maybe I could pour half of this into a trusted ETF and the other half into Bitcoin. Or I could buy a camera for $1,200 and have some money left over for groceries. So that's what I did. Minus the groceries, the other half went to clothes. But with that $2,000 from the Govy, I bought my first camera and decided then and there that I would make my first YouTube video. I've always wanted to start one, and I've always liked making videos since I got my first iPad. But I never thought of actually pulling the trigger because, well, I'm insecure and didn't want to be called cringy. But thankfully, the spiritual awakening I had during COVID allowed me to just say F it and do it. I've never regretted since. Am I by any means a successful YouTuber? Absolutely not. Am I cringy and I've become delusional by dedicating myself to making videos? Yes, still don't regret it. Because not only has starting this channel helped me overcome so many things in the past 3 or so years, but it's also built a strong foundation to the career that I'm doing right now. I say career because it makes me sound more professional, but all I do is sit at my desk all day editing videos. Because I can get up in the morning at any time I want and feel like I'm actually helping people through something that I conjured up with my own brain. Like, I just made money out of thin air. Now, would I actually be beneficial to society, say, in the 1800s? Probably not. I'd be a failure. Kind of like how my mom sees me now. But hey, were they getting paid to make memes back then? But on a serious note, YouTube has changed my life. And not just because I can edit videos now, but through this entire process of creating. It's opened my mind to the possibilities out there in terms of redefining what it means to be successful. Again, look at my subscriber count. I don't necessarily have a successful anything, but I guess it's more for the simple fact that I get to live deliberately, like how I intended. Like I just thought one day that I wanted to do these things, and I did. And maybe that doesn't sound as crazy to some of you, but I feel like just growing up my entire life, it's never been in my control. Like I was just put here, and the person I am was already decided for me. What career I was gonna have, what I was and wasn't capable of, even down to my personality type. I feel like the world kept telling me who I was supposed to be, and not me deciding that for myself. My mom would always tell me, you got my genes, so you can't be an athlete. And everyone would confirm, you're too weak and skinny, you can't do that. Or, you can't get into business because you're not smart enough. It's always you can't, you can't, you can't. And I guess I can't really blame them because at that time, I couldn't really do any of that. I wasn't the smartest or the fastest. I was average at everything, maybe even slightly so. But what always intrigued me was the possibility of becoming better at something, especially at the things I liked. But that's hard to believe as a kid when all you're told is you suck and that you should just stick to the path given to you. Making this YouTube channel changed that fixed mindset of everything being set in stone, and that I couldn't get the things that I wanted because I wasn't born with it, and that the traditional path that everyone was supposed to take isn't as set as it might be. When it comes to making videos, it's about doing the best I can to convey the ideas I had in my brain. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. But just for a short moment in time, reality could be whatever I could think of. And the freedom to express myself however I want has allowed me to live a life true to me. I'm not where I want to be, but for once I feel confident in the path that I'm taking, because I chose it. Throughout this entire process, I've learned skills that could be applied to different aspects of my life, like how to make deals and write contracts, how to create systems for better efficiency, and how to negotiate and get people to work with you. The things I think school was trying to teach you, but obviously didn't work for me because I couldn't even care to be interested. But not only technical things like that, but also spiritually and as a person. Boxing also has a lot to do with my growth, but again, when it comes to defining what it means to be successful, it's all made up. And reality is just whatever the majority agree to, what should be right. This is gonna bring me down a whole nother rabbit hole, so I'm just gonna stop it there. But if you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel, or just starting anything you might think you wanna do, could be a new career or a new hobby, just do it. Because it's not about what it is that you're actually doing, it's always been about the person you become while doing it. I believe that's where the real value is. Because at any moment that job you're doing could easily be replaced by another person, AI, or it might even become obsolete. But then when you're left without a title, what remains is the skills you've learned along the way and the contents of your character. And that's worth more than any amount of money can buy.